Hi, welcome to another episode of Atkins Diet in the Kitchen. My name is, of course, Ken Holtzman. In today's episode, we're going to cook what many people most likely think you can't have on the Atkins diet: Italian food. Today's episode, we're going to be cooking chicken Alfredo broccoli, and the obvious question is, what can you put this on? Because obviously, pasta is not often Atkins diet friendly. In today's episode, we're going to be cooking it on spaghetti squash. But another option would be on Dreamfields pasta if you're closer to maintenance phase. So today, I've already got my chicken cooking in the frying pan. It's being sauteed in olive oil. I've salted it, peppered, and put some Italian seasoning on it. I have my spaghetti squash cooking in the crock pot. I've quartered it and scooped out all the insides. And for that, it'll take about 20 minutes to cook inside the frying pan. And I've also chopped up the broccoli and put it into a glass baking dish with a little bit of water and saran wrap the top. This will only take about 8 minutes to cook. Alright, you can obviously buy your Alfredo sauce in an old jar, and it will be basically Atkins friendly. It might have 1 to 2 grams of carbs in it, but most likely it will be filled with modified food starch and a whole bunch of other things that you might not want to have in your diet. Before I did Atkins, I never cooked Alfredo sauce myself, but I was surprised at finding out how easy it was. And this recipe happens to be my favorite. It involves both butter and cream cheese in the recipe. So the first piece of the recipe is 1 cup of butter, and start that melting. Alright, the butter's been melted, and to this we need to add 8 ounces of cream cheese, one teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 clove of garlic. I'm going to let this cook for a little bit longer to let the cream cheese melt and soften up. And to that I'll be adding another cup of heavy cream and a half a cup of water to it. So bear with me, and we'll be finishing this up shortly. Okay, the cream cheese is melted out. You want to whisk this until it's basically smooth. To this you want to add the half a cup of water, like I said, just to cut the cream cheese with, or the cream with. Add the 1 cup of cream, and keep whisking. As you can tell, it's getting a really smooth texture at this point. You want to prevent any lumps from forming. And you're basically just looking to get this just to the point of boiling, but not quite. To this you want to add about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, the grated kind, and about 3 to 4 ounces of regular shredded Parmesan cheese. Want to keep stirring it until it gets completely mixed in. This will probably take about 5 minutes to completely melt. In that time, you need to add an eighth of a teaspoon of black pepper. The chicken is done. So I'm going to start cutting up the chicken and cooking the vegetables. About 3 breaths should work well for this chicken, as you can tell. I've salted, peppered, and put Italian seasoning on these chickens. As my camera lady steals a piece of chicken. She's still in one more. Alright, putting the chicken into the Alfredo sauce, making sure I get all the juices from the chicken. Okay, about 2 more minutes and the chicken and the flavors should all congeal into the same taste, and we should be ready with the spaghetti squash, and we should be ready to eat. At this point, all you have to do is drain the spaghetti squash. You want to flake out the strands of the spaghetti with like a fork and put a little butter on it, and you should be ready to go. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to look at my videos again. Goodbye.